13 years after that gruesome incident in which the right-hand palm of a Malayalam professor in Kerala was chopped off by a gang of Islamic fanatics, we can say there is some justice for the victim, finally. 6 accused in the sensational 2010 hand-chopping case were found guilty by a special court of the National Investigation Agency, or NIA, on July 12, 2023. 5 others were acquitted. K Nassar, Sajil, Najeeb, K Naushad, P Muhammadkunju, and PM Ayoob were found guilty by the court. According to the probe team, Nassar is the mastermind of the attack. Shafique, Aziz Odakkali, Mohammad Rafi, P Subair and Mansoor were acquitted by the court. The case pertains to the brutal attack on Malayalam professor T.J. Joseph, a former faculty of Thodupuzha Newman College in the Idukki district. While responding to the media, T.J. Joseph said that he found no happiness in the verdict by the NIA court that has convicted 6 persons. He said the attackers were themselves the victims of centuries-old tribal beliefs and that the real perpetrators of the crime are still evading the law. The court pronounced the verdict as the second phase of the trial involving people who were arrested after 2015 was completed. The trial was delayed owing to the COVID-19 lockdown. In 2015, 13 of the accused who were tried in the first phase were sentenced by the court, while 18 of them were acquitted for want of evidence. In May this year, the NIA court in Kochi had granted bail to accused Shafique after all witnesses turned hostile during the course of the investigation. Many of the conspirators remain absconding to this day. The prime accused, Sawad, is also still at large. Now a quick look at the background of the case. It was on July 4, 2010 that Professor T.J. Joseph's hand was chopped off by Islamists associated with the radical Popular Front of India over allegations of blasphemy. Popular Front of India has been banned in India. In March of that year, Joseph had prepared a set of questions for the Malayalam language paper for second-year BCom students. Reportedly, one of the questions asked students to punctuate a conversation between God and a character. The conversation was extracted from the book Thirakkadayude Reethishastram, written by Malayalam director Kunju Muhammad. The character in the passage was that of a man suffering from schizophrenia and having a constant dialogue with God. Without any anticipation of the possible consequences, he named the man Muhammad after the Malayalam director. Some Islamists quickly made a hue and cry and called it blasphemy. They interpreted the question as a conversation between Prophet Muhammad and God. The matter received prominent coverage in the Jamaat-e-Islami-run newspaper Madhyamam. Soon, Islamic outfits such as the Popular Front of India, Campus Front of India, Indian Union Muslim League, and even the Congress party led large-scale protests against him. A first information report was lodged against him by the Kerala police for allegedly stirring communal hatred under Section 295 of the Indian Penal Code. T.J. Joseph tried to evade law enforcement authorities, but it was in vain. His son was also taken into custody and harassed by the police, according to Joseph. Thereafter, the professor was arrested but was soon released on bail. However, to make things worse, the Malayalam professor was fired by Newman College, which is a Christian minority institute affiliated to Mahatma Gandhi University. What happened on that fateful day and afterwards? The day was July 4th, 2010. Joseph, who was 53 years old at that time, was returning home from church at Muhammadkunju in his car at about 8 o'clock in the morning. He was accompanied by his sister and mother. A gang of 8 Islamists who came in a Maruti Omni car waylaid his car. They smashed the window screen of his car and pulled him out. They, who were armed with swords and knives, chopped off his right hand below the wrist and dumped the severed part in a nearby land. The assailants also stabbed the professor in the leg and arm. The Islamists burst crackers and bombs to create an atmosphere of panic. They soon fled the crime scene, leaving an injured Joseph to fend for himself. The victim's neighbors rushed him to specialist hospital in Kochi, which was located 50 kilometers away from his home. His financial situation was bad after he was fired by his college. Going into depression in the aftermath of the incident that upended the life of T.J. Joseph, his wife Salome committed suicide on March 19, 2014. The special NIA court will pronounce the quantum of punishment at 3 p.m. on Thursday, according to reports. And the general sentiment is that the convicts should get maximum punishment possible so that no one will ever dare to commit such atrocities in future.